The perimeter of an isosceles triangle is 38 meters. Find the length of the side of the triangle with maximum area. I would put side of the triangle. Okay, the length of the side of triangle of maximum area. So let's write down the basic stuff. Perimeter that is given is 38 meters. And the area, we need to find the area, right? Find the length of the sides of triangle of maximum area. So area is equal 1/2 B times H, where B is the base, H is the height. Let's draw triangle now. All right, so let me zoom it a little bit more so it would be better. Visibility. Okay, it should be equal. So we need to know something about properties of isosceles triangle. In isosceles triangle, two sides are equal. In this case, these two sides are equal. And the height that's coming from vertex of two right sides is dividing the base into two equal sides. This, okay, let me put different color here. This is equal this side, okay? It's ugly. Okay, so the area we know it's B times H. So, but we have no idea how much is B, how much is H. And this is my B, it's a base. And this is our H, right? It's a hive. And obviously hive will create a right angle, triangle with a right angle. And here we can mark down those are equal sides with which we call them X, right? Okay, so let's find how much is our base B and how much is our height to be able to figure out the area. So with further maximizing the area. Okay, we know that perimeter, to refresh your memory, perimeter is equal sum of all sides of any object. In this case, it's 2x and plus b, right? So from here, b will be equal perimeter, which is 38 minus 2x, okay? All right, now let's figure out our height, which is h. So h we are going to calculate from triangle with the right angle that was created by this height. So in the triangle with the right angle, we can use Pythagorean theorem. Pythagorean theorem says that square of the hypotenuse, which is in this case is x, hypotenuse. Since I'm taking triangle ADC, right, A, D, and C, then hypotenuse here is the side that against the right angle, which is going to be x. So square of hypotenuse is equal sum of squares of legs. So h and b over 2 is our legs, so b over 2. So it's gonna be x squared Square of hypotenuse is equal square of h plus square of b over 2. Okay? All right. So how much is our b? Half of b. Let's find it from here. B over 2 is going to be equal 38 minus 2x over 2, which is equal, taking 2 out, 19 minus x over 2, canceling, and we get 19 minus x. Okay, so from this, from the formula of Pythagorean theorem, I can find h squared. H squared from this equation is going to be equal x squared minus b over 2 squared, right? Okay, let's calculate. H squared is equal x squared, so we don't know how much x is, so we leave it alone, but we do know how much b over 2 is. It's 19 minus x, so minus 19 minus x squared. Okay, let's simplify. H squared is equal x squared minus, so 19 minus x, it's a minus b squared. It's a perfect square. So 19 squared, it's going to be 361 minus 2ab, it's going to be 2 times 19, 38x, and plus x squared. Let's open parentheses. X squared minus 361 plus 38x and minus x squared. From here, x squared and x squared is gone. And we have h squared. Let me write down first the positive term, 38x, and then minus 361. And finally, from here, h is equal square root 38x minus 361. All right, so we have h, the height, and we have base, which is this one. Now we can find the area, right? 1/2 of b times h. Okay. Area is equal 1/2 of BH, which is going to be B is our 38 minus 2x, and height is square root, what do we have? 38x minus 361. This is our area. Okay, we need to have maximum area, right? For maximum area, we are going to take derivative of the area by dx, and to maximize completely, we put it equals 0. Okay, so first thing, let's take derivative. So dA by dx is equal, so what do we have here? 1/2. First of all, let me write down like this. Take 38 minus 2x. I'm taking 2 out as a common factor. Will be 19 minus x, right? And square root 38x minus 361. We put here prime derivative. And these two, I'm getting rid of these both 2's. And now we can get busy with derivative. So we have product of derivatives, right? This is first term multiplied by second term. Okay? To remind you about product, let me move this down so it would be, we will have enough space. Okay, we can start from here. to remind you the rule of the product for derivative, it is gonna be equal u v prime is equal u prime v plus v prime u. Okay, our u is gonna be 19 minus x, and our v is gonna be square root 38x minus 361. Okay, so for the easiness with square root, I'm going to represent in the form of 1/2, right? Square root 38x minus 361 is equal 38x minus 361 over 1/2. It's a rational fraction. Remember how we represent rational fraction? The degree, in this case it's 1, and divided by degree of this radical of or square root, which is going to be 1/2 in this case. All right. So what we are doing? dA by dx is equal derivative of 19 minus x times 38x minus 361 to power 1/2. Okay, and then plus derivative of v, which is going to be derivative of 38x minus 361 to power 1/2, derivative of that one, right? And times u, 19 minus x. Okay, let's see what kind of simplifications we can do. This is equal, derivative of 19 minus x is going to be negative 1, right? Because derivative of 19 is 0, gone, and derivative of negative 1 is, then derivative of negative x is negative 1. And this is going to be times, let me bring this back, I don't think we are going to need for anything else, 38x minus 361 under square root, and then plus. So we are going to take derivative of 38x minus 361 to power 1/2. So remember chain rule, first I'm taking derivative of this 1/2, which is going to be 1/2 38x minus 361, and it's going to be to power 1 minus 1/2, which is going to be equal 1 minus, no, 1/2 minus 1, I'm sorry, 1/2 minus 1, it's equal negative 1/2. Let me remind you chain rule, okay, x to power n prime is equal n times x to power n minus 1. So this n come in front, which is here, we have 1/2. And now I have to get inside and take derivative of 38x minus 361, right? Derivative of 38x is going to be 38. And derivative of 361, it's going to be gone, 0. And times 19 minus x. Okay, we can simplify. This 1/2 is gone with 38. It's going to be 19. So let me write down clean what we have. So dA by dx is equal negative 38x minus 361 plus, so 38 minus x, 38x minus 361 to power negative 1/2, it's gonna come here to denominator because negative sign, right? It's gonna flip the fraction. So if you have x to power negative n is equal 1 over x to power positive n, right? Okay, which means it's coming into denominator 38x plus minus 361, and in numerator we have 19 times 19 minus x. Okay, obviously we are going to bring to common denominator, which is going to be, common denominator is going to be negative at the square root 38x minus 361, right? So which means here we divide by 38x minus 361 and multiply 38x minus 361. So from here we are getting it's gonna square root times square root. It's a square root is canceling, right? The clean expression comes out, and it's gonna be negative in parentheses 38x minus 361, right? And plus we can distribute here 19 times 19, 361, and minus 19x. And denominator is square root 38x minus 361. This is what we get at the end. So let's open it, parentheses, and we are getting negative 38x plus 361 plus 361 minus 19x. And it's going to be 38x minus 361, and square root comes here. Okay, now, and this is the a by dt, I mean dx. All right, so let's simplify. The a by dx is equal negative 38x plus 361. Well, 361, let's might as well combine it, right? Okay, we are going to get, first of all, let me combine, might as well, negative 38x and negative 19x, right? This one and this one, and then these two. Okay, so first one is going to be negative 57x, and 361 and 361 is going to be plus 722 over square root 38x minus 361. Okay, now to get the maximum area, we need to assign to 0 this expression. Let me clean this here and add here equals 0. First, since we have rational equation, I'm going to take care of denominator, and which means domain. So first of all, denominator cannot be equal 0, right? 38x minus 361 cannot be equal 0. And for the second, expression under square root has to be positive, because we cannot have negative number under square root, because there is no number squared will give you negative number. Okay, so from here, 38x minus 361 has to be greater than 0. And 38x has to be greater than 361, right? And x has to be greater than 9.5. All right, so since denominator cannot be equal 0, then we have left only one choice. Negative, the numerator equals 0. Negative 57x plus 722 is equal 0. Negative 57x is equal negative 722, and x is equal 12.67. Let me write down, is equal 722 divided by 57. Negative and negative canceled each other, which means it gave us positive. And 722 divided by 57, approximately it's going to be 12 and 67 meters. Okay, so we have x. Let's go back. We got our x. We know how much our x is. So once we know x, I can find out b, right? The base. Here it is. Because we need to find the sides of the triangle, right? Of the maximum area. So b is equal 38 minus 2x. Thirty-eight minus 2 times 12.67. Okay, and this is equal, b is equal 12.67. It's multiplication put here. Okay, so as you can see, x is 12.67 and b is also 12.67. So we have practically all three sides are equal 12.67, which means it's we have to have equilateral triangle to have the maximum area, and the sides would be equal 12.67 each. Okay. If you have any questions regarding this explanation, please feel free to type it in the comments. I will help you out.